All right. So first off, all praise to Yahweh, in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, but also known as the Prophets of Doom. These are where I have learned this truth, and where I am still learning this truth, and also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, so this is just going to be a short read, Lord willing. Um, right on the heels of the previous video, it's going to be reading the same things, but just in more simpler terms. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started here. Let's see. All right, it says the Renaissance fundamentally changed the world by shifting the focus from religion to human potential and scientific observation. This led to lasting effects that shaped modern society in four major ways. All right, it says one, modern science and medicine, proof over tradition. Before before people accepted ancient ideas without question. The Renaissance pushed for observing and testing things to prove they were real. This is the basis of the scientific method we use today. Artists and doctors began dissecting human bodies to understand how they worked, which led to a new, more accurate study of anatomy. Thinkers like uh, Copernicus and Galileo proved the sun, not the earth, was the center of our solar system, completely changing how we see our place in the universe. Now, take these things with a grain of salt. Uh, chew the meat, spit out the bones, okay? All right. We're just reading about what the Renaissance brought to the world, okay? Number two, modern politics and rights. It says less church control. The emphasis on humanism challenged the absolute power of the Catholic Church, which led to the Protestant Reformation. People started to believe in the worth of a single person and their ability to think for themselves rather than just being part of a group or class. Questioning traditional power paved the way for modern political ideas like individual freedom and democracy. All right, the third way that the Renaissance impacted the world that it lists here says cultural and communication. It says artists used new techniques like perspective, light, and shadow to make their paintings and sculptures look incredibly lifelike and style still influential today, excuse me. The invention of the printing press made, well, it goes on and on. All right. Let's read about global exploration and trade. The Renaissance spirit of curiosity and adventure fueled the age of exploration, where Europeans sailed to new parts of the world. This led to global trade and the exchange of goods, plants, and animals between the old world and the new. Now remember, it also said people, but here it didn't mention that. It says, while it brought wealth to Europe, it also led to destructive colonization and the start of the transatlantic slave trade, with severe, lasting consequences for indigenous peoples and Africans. All right, and Israelites too. Okay. Let's see. asked this question just came up, but I didn't ask. So hold on. Yeah. Anyway, the Renaissance brought up Greek, Roman ways, philosophies, and beliefs, right? So let's look up something else really quickly here. All right, so I asked, well, you know what? We'll probably save this for the next video, just touching on Revelation 13 and 12 just a little bit more, all right, before we move on to something that's very key, a key prophecy, all right, which is Revelation 13, starting at verse 16, all right. But we'll save the question I just asked here for another time. All right, there's a lot of reading here. All right, so just concentrate on the last two videos and try to let that soak in about worshiping. Okay, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. How does he do that? All right, by pushing their philosophies and beliefs of old that you may or may not know is a revival of this Edomite rulership, right? The dominion of the Edomites. Anyway, so I hope this little bit came through as a sincere and edifying. And with that, all praise to Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, also known as GMS, and also known as the Prophets of Doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also, Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.